The star of this critically acclaimed 1996 film researches his role by getting drunk for 2 weeks. That story and more next. Hi everyone, welcome to Retroflix. This is your channel for movie and TV retrospectives. Our movie today is an example of a movie that didn't do very well at the box office in terms of ticket sales, but it was recognized for its greatness by the TV industry. This led to this movie garnering numerous nominations and awards. The movie that we're going to be detailing today is the movie Leaving Las Vegas in 1996. Leaving Las Vegas is about a man named Ben Sanderson. Ben Sanderson is an alcoholic Hollywood screenwriter who loses his job as a screenwriter and then loses his family and his friends. Feeling that he doesn't have anything else really left to live for, he decides he's going to move to Las Vegas and he is going to drink himself to death. When he gets there, he almost runs over a sex worker, a prostitute, and he goes later and tries to find her and ends up finding her. Her name is Sera, and Sera is really having to deal with this abusive pimp, and she's really having a hard time as well. And so when he finds Sera, he invites Sera back with him and gives her $500, but not for sex, but just to talk. They eventually will then enter into a relationship, and Ben and Sera will live together. But Ben told her, "You can't say anything about my drinking, and I won't say anything about your career choice." And she agrees. The rest of the time is really detailing this tumultuous relationship that they have then from here on out. But not only that, but also each one of them is struggling individually with their personal lives and what they're doing with themselves. Ben Sanderson is played by Nicolas Cage. And this movie really put Nicolas Cage on the map as far as a bankable movie star. He'd been around for a while, but before this, of course. But this movie really sent him in the stratosphere as far as the rest of the 90s and the 2000s, being up there as a legit A-list actor. Elisabeth Shue plays Sera. And Elisabeth Shue, you might know her from The Karate Kid. She was Danielle LaRussa, who was played by Ralph Macchio, his girlfriend in that movie. And she'd been in numerous movies, but up to this, but nothing really that garnered her the recognition that this movie did. As a matter of fact, I thought she had just come out of nowhere, and she kind of did in a way. But I remember seeing the movie, and I was like, well, that's Danielle LaRussa's girlfriend from Karate Kid. Boy, 12 years later, she just seemed to pop out of nowhere, and this is a tremendous performance by her as Sera. And to research their roles. Now, the director, who was Mike Figgis, he wanted them to really get into their roles and to research them. Well, Nicolas Cage really does this anyway. Elisabeth Shue did this as well. She went out and talked to sex workers and researched that way. Nicolas Cage, who was famous for just immersing himself in his characters, went to Ireland with a friend of his for 2 weeks. He went to Dublin. And when he went there, he went and got drunk for 2 weeks straight. And every time he would get drunk, he would have his friend videotape him so he could analyze how his mannerisms was and what the things that he did while he was under the influence. And then to take that into the movie, as he had to portray an alcoholic that was basically drunk 24/7. So really interesting. And it obviously you see the fruits of labor in this movie because Nicolas Cage's performance is fantastic, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a couple minutes. What happened at the box office with this? Well, it did about $31 million domestically. and which ranked about 53 in the year-end 1996 movie sales. And so that wasn't all really that great. It ended up doing 50 million total whenever you add on the worldwide receipts. Wasn't really that great, although the movie studio actually did make a pretty good profit off of it because the budget was only $4 million. It was a really low budget. In fact, Mike Figgis, the director, did a lot of stuff on his own. As a matter of fact, he scored even most of the soundtrack himself because their money just wasn't there. So the studios actually came out with some pretty good profit off of that. But if you just look at the ticket sales, though, it really, here domestically, of course, it really wasn't all that great as far as where it ranked at 53. So that's going to take us here to what happened after this movie came out and the recognition that it ended up getting. As you can see there, it really didn't resonate to ticket sales and to the general public going out and watching movies at the time, but the TV industry recognized the greatness of this movie. And again, I'm not going to go over every award because it got so many. I mean, any really in 1996, any really movie award that was out there, Leaving Las Vegas was nominated. And so I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'm going to go, well, I think maybe the two biggest, and that's the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards. The Golden Globes, we'll start there. It was nominated for a Best Motion Picture for a drama, a Best Actor, which was Nicolas Cage, Best Actress, Elisabeth Shue, and Best Director of Mike Figgis. The Best Motion Picture, Best Actress, and Best Director, it was nominated but did not win, but Nicolas Cage won for Best Actor. He won a Golden Globe for Best Actor. The Academy Award, Best Director with Figgis nominated, and Best Actor for Cage, and he won that. Best Actress for Shue, she was nominated, and Best Screenplay for Figgis, who was nominated. So Figgis, with the director and screenplay, were nominated, did not win. Shue was nominated, did not win, but Cage won a Best Actor Academy Award. He won an Oscar for the Best Actor at that time. So you can just see, again, this is just two awards. There's many. And so, the nominations they garnered, and of course in these two situations right here, they won Best Actor. Nicolas Cage won two of these with Best Actor. This movie is a dark portrait of destruction, or self-destruction, have you. And this particularly shows through Shue's performance and Cage's performances, which were fantastic, the frailty of human beings. This is not going to be a faint of heart movie, but I really would recommend this movie. If you've not seen this movie, to stream this movie. If you've seen it before and maybe it's a little fuzzy, go watch it again. If you remember it really vividly, please comment below, tell me what you think of it. If you haven't seen this movie or it's fuzzy and you go stream it, please come back and comment. Let's talk about this movie. Just a tremendous movie and tremendous acting in this that's deserving of every award that it got. So where can you stream this movie? Right now, you can stream this on HBO Max. You get it at Redbox, Vudu, and Amazon Prime as well. Those are three places that you can stream this right now. So I really recommend this. I almost was going to put this as a Retroflex recommendation, but I decided to go a little bit more and just make this a regular episode of our channel here. So I do remember myself, I didn't see it at the box office, and I didn't really even give it much thought. And I saw it in a bargain bin, the videotape in a one of those discount bins, probably back in early mid-2000s, and I still had a VCR at the time, and I got it for $5 and watched it. And I was a big Nicolas Cage fan, but I never for whatever reason just never watched this movie. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I'll get it for $5, and I was just blown away by it. I mean, it just is, he's had so many good performances. This was one of the best he's ever had, and and Elisabeth Shue was just tremendous. And I don't want to take anything away from all the actors in there. In fact, you know, the pimp named Yuri is played by the late Julian Sands. You know, everybody was just tremendous in this movie. I think even Steven Weber was in this movie from Wings, which we did a Retroflix recommendation on Wings, and he was in this as well. So just tremendous cast all around. I don't want to take anything away from the rest of the cast too. And please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and you'll be able to get notified when the new episodes are up. So until next time, that's a wrap.